Everybody makes egusi soup, but not everybody gets this creamy, rich taste. So in today's video, I will show you the simple method that changed this egusi soup to becoming this creamy. Trust me, you will want to try this at home. Firstly, you're going to steam cook your protein very well. Make sure that the taste is top notch, okay, to give the soup the best taste. Now I'm using goat meat and cow head. The cow head is not that difficult, so I introduce seasoning, just seasoning. I didn't introduce salt here. I introduced pepper, onions. Then I will stir properly to combine, and then I'll cover this and allow it to cook with its own water for up to 10 to 20 minutes. And when I open up, I'm going to introduce more water to cook the meat properly. If you'll be cooking with a hard stockfish and dry fish, this is the right time to include it into the pot so it can cook properly with the rest of the ingredients and the protein. So all of them will have the same taste, and the stockfish bringing out the taste into the stock before it is finally cooked as a soup. This is how I love to make my own. You can decide to add the stockfish whenever you feel like, but I feel introducing the stockfish at this point gives it that time to bring out the taste into the soup. As much as the taste of stockfish helps to enhance the taste of your soup, in today's soup, I'm not going to introduce stockfish. I want to cook it without stockfish to see how it feels. I've done it several times, okay? I'm telling you that you can cook your soup without stockfish and it will come out tasting very lovely. When the meat was ready here, I removed it and set it aside. Into the same pot, I introduced palm oil, introduced a little bit of offo. Offo will help enhance the creaminess of the soup. I introduced offo, stir properly into the oil to fry a bit. Then I introduced the egusi. This egusi, I'm going to fry it. Now, be mindful of the oil, the quantity of oil you give to this particular egusi soup. It does not require plenty of oil. If you love oil, just minimize it because you're making this creamy egusi soup. Now you're going to fry the egusi until it becomes crunchy, like soft as you can see. Then you reintroduce the protein and introduce more water to cook your soup properly. Now the secret to achieving the creamy egusi soup is introducing offo into the soup. Whether you introduce it while frying the egusi or you introduce it when the soup is boiling, what the offo will do is to curb the way the egusi will thicken up the soup, thereby conditioning the egusi not to be lumpy. That is the work of the offo. You can also decide to do away with it. It is your personal preference. But in cooking this particular creamy egusi soup, offo must be included. After introducing the quantity of water you'll be using to cook the soup properly, you're going to stir very well to combine and cover and allow it to come to a boil. Please make sure to calculate the quantity of water you'll be introducing into the pot, and also don't allow the soup to be very thick because when it cools down, it will thicken up more. At this point, the egusi is beginning to kick up. I introduced a little bit of dry fish, covered and brought it to a boil for another 10 minutes. And when I opened up, I will stir properly to combine. This is the texture of the soup. The texture is like this because of the offo. Otherwise, it would have been lumpy, just as the normal egusi soup. Now, you will stir properly to combine. Make sure this is the thickness you'll be going for, except you love your soup very thick. When the soup cools down, it will be more thicker. I introduce fresh pepper and then I will stir properly to combine. That was habanero pepper. Habanero pepper helps to increase the taste and the aroma of any soup when you introduce it into the soup. Covered, and I brought it to a boil for another 5 minutes, and when I opened up, I will introduce crayfish. Make sure to introduce enough crayfish whenever you're making Nigerian soups. There is a reason for it. Crayfish will help enhance the taste of your soup, and for the soup I'll be giving it 2 times of crayfish because I'm not cooking with stockfish. So I need something to elevate the taste of the soup. This is the second batch of crayfish. I introduce it. I introduce a bit of seasoning. I'm not going to cook with salt because I have someone who does not eat salt, so I will not be introducing salt into the soup. There is a method I will be using to make the soup. Please keep watching to the end to see the method I will use to introduce the leaf into the soup. That is what makes it that creamy egusi or kazi soup. Now I will introduce properly dried mackerel fish. If you have good dry fish, please include it into the soup. The soup is delicious. All right, cover and bring it to a boil for another 5 minutes. I introduce periwinkle. As always, periwinkle does not take time to cook. When you stir properly to combine after introducing periwinkle, cover and allow it to cook for just 2 minutes and the soup will be ready. After 2 minutes of cooking the periwinkle, when you open up, you're going to stir on the pot to evaporate the heat, and then you put off the fire. Right, this is where the method I told you about will come in, because we're going to allow the soup to cool down for up to 10 minutes before we introduce a properly pounded or grinded okazili. If you've watched up until this time and you have not subscribed to the channel, or this is the first time you're seeing this channel, I want to thank you for stopping by. Okay, if you love what we do here, kindly do well to subscribe to the channel. Turn on your bell notification so you'll be notified each time we post a new video. On this channel, we cook all things African, and especially our soups comes authentic. And for my returning subscribers, thank you for always stopping by. I appreciate your presence, your share, your contribution. Thank you. I've been off for a while because my health went down a little bit, but I am up now by the special grace of God. Thank you for watching. And please do well to share this video with your friends so they could see another pattern or another style they could use to make that creamy egusi soup. This egusi soup is different from what you see on the internet every day. Try this egusi soup. You would definitely love it, right? The first time you give this egusi soup a try, cook it the way I showed you here, you will certainly love it. And this is the outcome. In case you want to marry a reverse man, please learn how to cook this soup. Thank you for watching once again. Till I see you in my next video, do have a pleasant day. Let me know the swallow you think will pair very well with the soup. Bye-bye.